Advancing from London, England at 239 pounds, gentleman Chris Adams. The challenger from Vero Beach, Florida, weighing 232 pounds, Terry Taylor. First of all, introducing from New York at 290 pounds, the Brute. His opponent weighing 256 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee, a snowman.
Tell him to put the whip in the corner. I'll get in the ring, referee. If he needs a whip to beat me. I got a place for your whip too, Mantel. Make him put it away, ref.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 229 pounds, Brad Armstrong.
This event, one fall, with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at 230 pounds, from parts unknown, the Bruiser. And across the ring at 223 pounds from Amarillo, Texas, Private Terry Daniels. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Well, as Boyd said, this match is one fall or a 10-minute time limit. Carl Fergie calling for the bell. Terry Daniels is out to regain what he felt was a little bit of a loss of respect after what the Dirty White Boys did. A valiant young man. Great young wrestler, I think. Maybe he's a little bit inexperienced right now, but someday he won't be making many mistakes. I think he'll be coming out on top a lot more often. Terry Daniels tying up in a collar and elbow with the bruiser. Both men reversing and applying the armbar. Bruiser with a hard shoulder smash. Terry Daniels with a nip up and catches him an arm drag. Beautiful move by Terry Daniels. Daniels really exhibits a lot of agility and wrestling skill in the ring. Daniels with a hammerlock. Great show for you today on Power Pro Wrestling. Whoa! The bruiser caught Daniels with a hard forearm, monopolizing on the situation, catches him into the turnbuckle. Bruiser with a chop, arm whip. Oh! The bruiser went in, but not with quite enough velocity. Terry Daniels catches him with a hard drop kick. Terry Daniels firing up now. A headbutt. Terry Daniels sacrificing himself a little bit. I think that's a testament to the toughness of this young Marine. A hard clothesline. Terry Daniels says that here in the Mid-South, he's gained a lot of experience, because when you're up against the best, then you become the best. It's an unequal learning environment, I think, here in the Mid-South, for people to be able to go up against some of the greatest champions and wrestlers in the wrestling profession. Terry Daniels pulls the bruiser over with a cradle. Goes for the lateral press, but only gets a 2 count. Goes for the arm whip. He elevates the bruiser. The bruiser's up, but Terry Daniels got him in a half Nelson, cradled him in.
1, 2, 3. And the private from the Cobra Corps of Amarillo, Texas, Terry Daniels, gains the victory over the bruiser. Now let's go back to Jim Ross in the studio. This bout, one fall or a 10-minute time limit from Alabama at 230 pounds in the red corner, Vern Deaton. And his opponent, 225 pounds from San Antonio, Wendell Cooley.
One fall with a 10-minute time limit. Newcomer to the Mid-South, Wendell Cooley, in action against Alabama's Vern Deaton. Randy Anderson calling for the bell. This match is underway. Collar and elbow tie up into the ropes. Cooley breaking cleanly. Wendell Cooley, I've heard a lot about this young man. I've seen a couple of tapes of him wrestling in the San Antonio area. Tremendous grappler. He's got a lot of agility. As you can see by his physique, he's a strong young man. I think we'll be seeing some big things from this youngster, Vern Deaton, an experienced grappler out of Alabama. Cooley with a half Nelson there. But to no avail, Vern Deaton doing all he can just to stay off his back there in that particular situation. Deaton up now, checking Cooley out. Cooley with a headlock. Nice hip penetration. It's your basic wrestling fundamentals there. You got to get those hips penetrated in deep. The hips are the strongest part of the body. If you can elevate them above or move them below the center of gravity of your opponent, you can manage to control him. Controlling the center of the body, the center of gravity, and the head area pretty much enables you to control the entire body of another wrestler. Both men into the ropes now. Randy Anderson calling for the break. Cooley pushes him off. Deaton breaking cleanly, but I think with a little bit of added incentive. Cooley with the arm bar, but Deaton places his foot on the rope, which is an automatic break on the hold there. Not exactly the most courageous way to extricate yourself from a hold, but certainly effective nonetheless. Both men into the ropes. Cooley breaks off the headlock and hits him a hard shoulder smash. Cooley with the elbow. Cooley hits him with a hard elbow, and the lateral press didn't quite have it locked in tight enough, though. As Deaton again going to the ropes. Deaton's going to the ropes again, and it just shows you that in order to catch a fall on your opponent, if you're anywhere near those ropes, you need to have the legs tied up, because that is always an escape route in professional wrestling. And that's one thing that I think that separates professional wrestling from other forms of wrestling, is the change of the rules. You change a few rules and the styles change completely. You can watch a collegiate match and it's nothing like a freestyle match because the rules are just slightly different. Whoa! Cooley caught him a forearm and a big knee. Deaton goes down. He's spaghetti-legged. You can see he's dazed. Arm whip. Whoa, what a chop. Cooley really caught him a hard chop, and you could hear that one all the way over here, couldn't you, Boyd?
You certainly could. They're really putting it together now, and here he comes, make a move.
Cooley with that bulldog headlock.
Nice move, and he gained the victory. 1, 2, 3, and we'll return now. Jim Ross in the studio. This event, one fall or a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner, 227 pounds from Houston, Texas, Tom Pritchard. 220 pounds from the state of Virginia, Mike Somani. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Carl Fergie will be the third man in the ring for this great Power Pro Wrestling match. Carl calls for the bell. We got action underway now. Both men circling around each other. Collar and elbow tie-up, Tommy Pritchard. Great young grappler. He's had a change of heart. He says he's going to start using his head and picking his shots and try to move his way up the ranks to the Mid-South. He has resorted to some questionable tactics at times, but he is a terrific young athlete, martial arts expert. Now applying the pressure hard to the arm of Mike Somani. Mike tries to reverse it, but Pritchard, a great counter wrestler, manages to reverse it back. Both men having some words there. Somani, of course, he says he wants to make an impression on the people here in the Power Professional Wrestling Mid-South area, as he knows where the competition is. Boy, Pritchard really caught him hard to the midsection with a kick. That was with the point of the toe. That's just the same illegality as a fist. lateral press Carl Fergie with a 2 count, but Pritchard, I think, a little bit overconfident there maybe. Pritchard a little bit overconfident. Pritchard down to the rear chin lock, back on that arm bar.
Joel Tom Pritchard had the basic fundamentals. He had the experience and the maneuverability. Now he's added that toughness, and it's really given him an edge in the past few weeks.
Well, he's come a long way in the Mid-South. Of course, the Mid-South area tends to do that to a wrestler. When you're wrestling against the best, you become the best. That's why the Iowa Hawkeyes have won the national championship 8 times, because they've got the best wrestlers in their staff. And when you're out there going up against the best all the time, it just makes you that much better. Tommy Pritchard using the hair there. Carl Fergie asking him to break it, but Pritchard doesn't care. Pritchard looks like he's setting up for that savate kick. A hard savate kick to the side of the head. You know that's got to hurt. Arm whip. Oh, now he catches him that reverse back kick.
Tom Pritchard, 1-2-3 victory over Mike Somani. And now let's go back to the studio where Jim Ross is waiting.
You know, people all over the wrestling world are saying to Ric Flair, what do you think about Cowboy Bill Watts coming out of retirement? Well, you got to be kidding me, because Cowboy Bill Watts, a legend of his own time, we're talking about 300 pounds, a man that put a patent on the Oklahoma Stampede, a man that has beaten the Briscoes, the Funks, the Races, every world champion that's ever been in a ring against. Bill Watts holds the victory over. Yeah, I think he's going to have a tremendous impact on this sport. He's the kind of man that gets things done. You don't live in a 12,000 square foot home and fly around in $1 million airplane if you're not all man. Yeah, Bill Watts has got it, and Bill Watts is going to get whatever he goes after. But let me remind you of one thing, Bill Watts. I'm Ric Flair, and I'm the world champion now. And you might be a legend in your own time, but they're saying the same thing about Ric Flair.
57.
Okay.
Tag team action now. In the ring in the red corner at 470 pounds from Bad Street, USA, Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts, the fabulous Freebirds. 255 pounds, from Nashville, Tennessee, Ricky Martin and Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express.
What a great main event this is going to be. I'm really pleased to be able to bring it to you on Power Professional Wrestling. I feel privileged to be the commentator of this match with Boyd Pierce leaving the ring. This match is about to get underway. Fergie calling for the bell. Robert Gibson and Buddy Roberts about to tie up. As you know, Gibson firing Roberts off with a hip toss. Dirty Dutch Mantell out there scouting the Rock and Roll Express. You know, Boyd, it seems like nowadays we're living in the youth of America is kind of in a somewhat of a rebellious nature, and people like to sometimes get behind the people who use a few underhanded tactics to get ahead now and then. But I'll tell you something, I don't condone cheating in the ring in any way. It can be dangerous to the athletes themselves. You see Buddy Roberts out there complaining that his hair was pulled, but I didn't see any hair pulling involved in that. Robert Gibson's a fine wrestler.
Joel Watts, I'll tell you, there's not a person in this building that's not for one team or the other, that's for sure.
Well, it's definitely a great matchup of athletic skill. But I'm convinced that the Rock and Roll Express can handle just about any tag team in the nation today. They've looked very impressive against some of the top teams. Robert Gibson firing Buddy Roberts off into the ropes. A hard shoulder smash. The fans are really buzzing. There's a lot of electricity in the air. But as you can imagine here in the surroundings of Irish McNeil Boys Club, and the main event in progress. Oh, yeah! Nice move by the Rock and Roll, and they just hammered Michael Hayes as he was on the ring apron.
And the important thing, Joel, is they came right back to the legal man in the ring, which is Buddy Roberts, instead of ignoring him.
Oh, definitely. The Rock and Roll Express, they're flashy, and they're all the clothing and the rock and roll music and everything. But when they get in that ring, brother, it's all business. There's no two ways about it. Rock and Roll Express again, hammering Michael Hayes. Gibson with the tag. Roberts makes the tag as well, and now we've got two fresh men in the ring, Ricky Morton and Michael Hayes. Ted DiBiase and Dr. Death have said that if the Rock and Roll Express cannot beat the Freebirds, that they will not give them a title shot. And there could be some validity to that statement, as if the Rock and Roll Express lose a match here in the near future, they won't be in top contention for the Mid-South Tag Team titles and may not get that rematch. DiBiase and Dr. Death will do anything they can to prevent the Rock and Roll Express from getting a rematch. But that remains to be seen, as I haven't seen the Freebirds mount one single aggressive maneuver thus far in the match. Of course, you can't count them out. They're great competitors, Boyd.
They certainly are, and nowhere in any professional sport, Joel, will you see as much exciting action as you and the fans and myself are viewing right at this moment.
No question about it. And Michael Hayes managing to gain a modicum of momentum there against Ricky Morton, but Ricky with a single leg takedown. Beautiful maneuver on Ricky Morton's part. Oh, Michael Hayes using the ropes there.
Well, Michael Hayes has been doing more damage on the outside of the ring than he has when he gets inside.
Well, like I said, Boyd, when a team feels that they can't beat you in a clean wrestling match, and they've got to resort to questionable tactics such as that, that's when I draw the line. I know commentators are supposed to be unbiased, but as you might have already guessed, I'm for the rock and roll in this situation. I want to see them get those Mid-South Tag Team titles back. This is a very, very key match in their career. Double elbow. And Michael Hayes strutting his stuff. He's got a reason to. He's got one of the toughest men in tag team wrestling down on the mat and in a predicament. But you better watch it, Michael. You better stay on the attack. Keep pressing him. Otherwise, Ricky Morton will surprise you. He'll hurt you. He's a fighter. Michael Hayes with a rear back press. The lateral press. He got Ricky Morton for a 2 count. That was close. Whoa, Ricky really slammed hard into the foot of Buddy Roberts. Buddy now trying to keep Robert Gibson from making that tag, but Roberts back in and he's hot. Carl Fergie putting him out, though. This could be a disadvantage on the Rock and Roll Express's part as Michael Hayes sees that the referee is out of position and takes every advantage of it. Buddy Roberts going for the Bulldog headlock, but Ricky Morton fires him off. Beautiful move by Ricky Morton. Ricky's struggling up to a base now. He needs to make that tag, and yes, he gets it. Ricky Morton gets the tag. Robert Gibson in now. A hard arm whip to the turnbuckles, and he blasted Michael Hayes. He blasted, and Michael's dazed and spaghetti-legged. Buddy Roberts reverses an arm whip. Robert Gibson's behind, into the rope. Sunset flip. Carl Fergie's turned, though. Carl Fergie out of position. Over the top rope goes Robert Gibson. Carl Fergie sees it and calls for the disqualification. A disqualification. Robert Gibson returning the gesture in kind. Double drop kick. Double drop kick. They got Roberts down. The match is over and Robert Gibson makes a 3 count. They put Buddy Roberts down. They're the winners of the match by disqualification. They'll get that rematch with DiBiase and Doc.
And now, Joel, let's go back to Jim Ross in the studio. This tag team match, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at a combined weight of 454 pounds from Bucksnort, Tennessee, the Dirty White Boys. And across the ring, 245 pounds from the state of Alabama, Ken Glover. And his team partner, 223 pounds from the Cobra Corps of Amarillo, Texas, Private Terry Daniels. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
It'll be Private Terry Daniels and Ken Glover taking on the Dirty. Whoa! Lynn Denton just starts right in on Terry Daniels. Daniels was taking off those dress blues of his. They throw Ken Glover all the way over the top rope. They're attacking Daniels now, still in his dress blues. Anthony's pulling his boot off. This match has not even begun yet. It never officially began. Carl Fergie's trying to break it up, and Lynn Denton's throwing him off. They're pulling the uniform off of Terry Daniels. Lynn Denton is now wearing the Marine. They're mocking his uniform. They are mocking Terry Daniels' uniform, and he's got that fighting heart, but there's only so much you can do against 2 men. We've got to get some more help out here. We got to break this up. Terry Daniels is being brutalized at the hands of the Dirty White Boys as they are defacing the entire Marine system. Randy Anderson came in to help, but he was thrown aside. Denton, this is disgusting. This is just disgusting. Lynn Denton's hammering away at Daniels. They're really pounding on him, but something is keeping Daniels going, that fighting spirit. Admirable of Daniels, but these two, now they're out there with mock salutes. This is disgusting.
Defaming of the colors. Joel, there's no sense in anything like that.
The dress blues, anything but that, boy. Look at it. Oh! Oh, man. Terry Daniels fighting as much as he could, but what can you do against two men? Boyd, I don't know.
Let's go back to the studio and Jim Ross. This bout, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Corner to my right at 239 pounds from Korea, Chan Chang. And his opponent, 249 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee, the Snowman, your referee, Randy Anderson.
It'll be the Snowman against Chan Chang. Randy Anderson calling for the bell. The Snowman, very impressive athlete, tremendously strong. He says that he's come to the Mid-South because of the competition. I'll tell you, word among the wrestlers themselves has always been that the Mid-South has got the toughest competition. And I think the Snowman, I've got an inkling that he is going to be a real thorn in the side of people like Ted DiBiase, Dr. Death Steve Williams, and Jake the Snake Roberts. I think he's going to give him some competition. Chang with some hard chops to the chest, but they don't phase the Snowman one single bit. He just says, bring it on. I'm telling you, his chest and arm area is like an armored car or something. He's built like a tank. Powerful man from Memphis, Tennessee. I've had a chance to speak with him on a couple of occasions. He's a very personable fellow, very friendly, but you can still tell that deep down, he's as tough as nails. Brother Chan Chang is having a tough time with him. Snowman just asking him to fire away at the chest. This man, you can see, is in fine athletic condition. He says he's been made that way through extensive weight training and running. It's rumored that Boudini Brown has been training him, the same man who trained Muhammad Ali. Arm whip. Whoa, the Snowman with a power slam. He must have come off the mat.
And Joel, what you can accentuate the word power slam. He really put the power on this slam on Chan Chang and gains a victory. And Jim Ross is waiting now. We'll return to the studio. This event, one fall or 10-minute time limit. From New Jersey at 261 pounds, Jack Victory. And on my left from Buffalo, New York at 224, Mark Reagan. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Mark Reagan will be taking on Big Jack Victory. Fergie calling for the bell. Mark Reagan back in the Mid-South. He's improved quite a bit since we last saw him here in the Mid-South area. He's been to a few other areas, and he says that he was just dying to get back to the Mid-South because that's where the competition is and that's where the athletes are. And I guarantee you, if you watch much Mid-South wrestling, it doesn't take long to realize that good athletes in a wrestling match are what make excitement. And these two men are great athletes in the ring. Jack Victory, a big 250-pound man, very nimble, very quick, good athlete, good wrestler. A little inexperienced in the pro ranks. Mark Reagan, a state champion amateur wrestler from New York State. Mark Reagan has a wide variety of holds in his repertoire. Very skilled wrestler for such a young man. Victory with a hard forearm to the solar plexus off the ropes. Reagan with a beautiful shoulder smash. Whoa! Reagan really got him with a nice suplex. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that proves to me, in my mind, Boyd, and I know you'll agree, that's what makes Mid-South Wrestling so exciting. You never know what's going to happen, because when you pit two world-class athletes against each other.
Both are top stars from the East, Joel. Mark Reagan from New York and Jack Victory from New Jersey.
Well, there's always been a little animosity between people from those two states anyway. Victory with a snap mare, lateral press, and a 2 count on Mark Reagan. Victory with a body slam. This could be it. Jack Victory is pressing his attack, becoming very aggressive. Victory with a hard elbow. Oh, nice maneuvering by Mark Reagan there. There's that amateur background in action. Half Nelson. He's got Victory in a predicament now. He just about had it. Got a 1 count from Carl Fergie. Into the hammerlock. Mark Reagan really applying the pressure. Great show for you today on Mid-South Wrestling. Victory with a hard elbow. Whoa! Reagan coming back with some right crosses, trying to get out of that turnbuckle area. Whoa! Mark Reagan just reversed the vertical suplex very quickly. 2 drop kicks. Lateral press.
2 tremendous drop kicks from a prone position gives the victory to Mark Reagan of New York over New Jersey's Jack Victory. And now let's go back to Jim Ross in the studio. This bout, 1 fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at 233 pounds from South Carolina, Larry Clark. And his opponent at 205 pounds, the superstar of professional wrestling from Melbourne, Australia, Bill Dundee. Randy Anderson, your referee.
Bill Dundee taking on Larry Clark. Randy Anderson calls for the bell. Superstar Dundee. Very, very accomplished professional wrestler. Collar and elbow tie-up. Can't say as I've had the opportunity to see Larry Clark in action. He and Dundee are approximately the same weight. Dundee oftentimes is outweighed in his wrestling matches, but he has a weapon that'll stop the biggest man. I don't care who it is, and that's the sleeper hold. We see Dirty Dutch Mantell scouting, of course, as he always does, the top wrestling talent in the Mid-South.
Joel, he always has that, I don't know how you describe the adjective, of that bullwhip that he carries with him, huh?
Well, he likes to call the thing shoe baby, but I'd kind of call it unnecessary in the wrestling ring. To me, the battle's fought in that squared circle. And anything else, I don't care if he carries it for protection or whatever. That kind of stuff isn't supposed to be in the ring. Whoa, Bill with a test of strength. Turns it to his advantage quite quickly. And Dundee casting a glance there at Dirty Dutch Mantell. I'm sure Dundee's ready to get his hands on anybody in the process of making a name for himself here in Mid-South. I'll tell you, Boyd, I firmly believe that Superstar Dundee is going to become quite an imposing figure in the Mid-South scene.
Just a tremendous grappler, Joel. He knows and uses so many different variations of so many different holds. He has a great desire, and that carries him an awful long way.
Desire, heart and courage, fighting skill was practically unparalleled.
Now you see the heart and the courage as he stalks across the ring, carrying the attack. Now to Larry Clark.
He's very, very agile as a young boy. He was involved in acrobatics at the circus, and there's that sleeper. There's that sleeper hold. He's got it locked in tight on Larry Clark, and this could be it. Pee Wee Anderson checking the hand once, twice, 3 times. This means unconscious.
And it's lights out as the sleeper hold gains the victory for superstar Bill Dundee over South Carolina's Larry Clark. And now let's return to Jim Ross in the studio.